Good afternoon and welcome to the Virtual India Pavilion on behalf of the Ministry of INB and FICCI. Although we are not present physically at the camp this year due to the current health crisis, we are there virtually through the Virtual India Pavilion. Special thanks to the Government of India for putting together the Virtual Pavilion for the benefit of the Indian filmmaking community. FICCI is happy to organize the virtual edition of the India Pavilion again this year, as it has done for the past 6 years. To help us celebrate this important occasion, we are joined together by the Honorable Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Government of India, Shri Prakash Javadekar ji, along with valuable contributions from some of the leaders of the industry and government. I would now like to invite Srimati Neerja Shekhar, Additional Secretary, Ministry of INB, Government of India, to open the inaugural session with her opening remarks and welcome all the dignitaries and audience members present today.
Namaskar. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting welcomes you to the virtual edition of India Pavilion at the Cannes Film Festival this year. We take immense pride in participating in the Cannes Film Festival every year, and we are very happy to invite you to not only to the pavilion but to our beautiful country. This festival gives us immense opportunities to interact with each other, to see the best in world cinema, and also offers an opportunity to the Indian filmmakers to share the best of Indian talent and content to the world. This year, the Indian delegation to Cannes will be led by Mr. Javed Ashraf, the Indian ambassador to France, who is himself a great cinema enthusiast. Cinema has united us in these very difficult times of the pandemic. But at the same time, it has also united us all in a very beautiful way. It has allowed us to sit in the comfort of our homes and watch the best of cinema from all parts of the world, globally. And I'm sure when it is all over and when the lockdown restrictions are all over, we'll all be traveling all parts of the world just to see where all those beautiful shoots have taken place and where all those beautiful people belong to. Immense opportunities. Thank you so much to the filmmakers of the world. One word, Rosebud, could carry a whole cinema, a whole film on its shoulders, and for generations. That's what I like best about the cinema. It's a world of ideas, concepts, inspirations, experimentations, interpretations, perceptions, a triumph of courage, an Esperanto of the eye. We welcome you to visit India, not only the pavilion, but also our beautiful country. Visit us, please shoot with us, do your post-shoot activities in India. We are a modern country with huge possibilities, with huge talent, and extremely modern and good content. You will enjoy visiting us. All you have to do is to just click a button on this very forum, visit the Film Facilitation Center office in India, and these people are going to tie up everything for you. All permissions, all shootings. You will find the wildlife in India, you will find the desert, the beaches, the forest. You'll find everything in India. I'm sure it's going to be a very enriching experience for you when you're here. And when you are in India, don't forget to visit the National Museum of Indian Cinema in Mumbai. You can experience the whole evolution of Indian cinema over there. We're also celebrating 100 years of Satyajit Ray, the Indian filmmaker we are all proud of. We are celebrating his 100 years and will be showcasing his films to all parts of the world during this year. We are also celebrating 75 years of our independence. We have a lot to offer and we have a lot to talk to you. For that, please visit us on this virtual pavilion and to India when things are fine and when things are much safer. Till then, let's keep meeting, continue with this meeting of minds in this platform, and till then, stay safe, stay happy. Namaskar.
Thank you for your address and thank you for your invitation to the world's filming community to come and film in India. I would now like to invite His Excellency Shri Javed Ashraf, Ambassador of India to France, to address this inaugural session.
Honorable Minister of Information and Broadcasting, Shri Prakash Javadekar ji, Shri Amit Khare, Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, eminent personalities of Indian cinema, I'm delighted that despite the travel restrictions on account of the COVID pandemic, India is still able to participate in the Cannes Festival, albeit in a virtual mode. Our participation in a premier event in the world of cinema is vital, and I'd like to thank the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and FICCI for making it possible. Our embassy will, of course, be represented there physically. We're also pleased that there will be a screening of 3 works by young, talented Indian filmmakers. After the disruption and isolation of COVID, I hope that this festival is once again an opportunity to reconnect with the global film fraternity. I wish you all success in exploring new opportunities and markets for Indian cinema, which is experiencing exciting developments in narrative, art, and craft. I also hope that there will be opportunities to promote international collaboration, promote India as a venue for location of shooting of films, and of course to discuss the impact of OTT digital platforms on local cinema industry and the regulatory implications. France, of course, is doing a fair bit on that. Next year, we'll be celebrating 75 years of India's independence. More than any other medium, Indian cinema is a mirror to our diversity, our heritage and progress, our tradition and openness, our culture and creativity, our accomplishments and our challenges. Nothing unites India like cinema. And it is Indian cinema which brings India into the hearts of millions and millions of people around the world. In fact, our journey as an independent nation has been showcased most beautifully by Indian cinema. Cannes Film Festival has been an important window of Indian cinema to the world. It is here that many Indian films and Indian filmmakers have achieved global recognition. So as India celebrates 75 years of independence, it would be our endeavor to showcase India at 75 through the eyes of Indian cinema at Cannes. It shall also be an opportunity for us to celebrate the life of a great filmmaker, Shri Satyajit Ray, whose 100th birth centenary we are celebrating now, and who is no stranger to the history of Indian cinema and Indian participation in Cannes. So I wish all the participants great success in this event, the 74th edition of Cannes, and conclude with a fervent hope that next year we shall be present in full creative strength and color. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency, the Ambassador. I would now like to invite Shri Prasoon Joshi, writer, poet, chairman, CBFC, to say a few words on this occasion.
First of all, thank you for inviting me for this prestigious event. I have always been a great admirer of this festival. And my compliments to everyone who has, despite the pandemic being there, despite the times we are going through, been able to get all the film lovers and well-wishers of cinema together. This year we are celebrating 75 years of India's independence and also 100 years of the great cinema by Satyajit Ray. People will be talking about Satyajit Ray's cinema. I'm sure you're going to hear them. And I was requested to talk about the times we're living in today and this future of cinema and where India's cinema is today. If you look at from the point of view of the filmmakers today, I can see great things happening there. I can see the diversity of the filmmakers which are coming and making films today. There was an element of chance which was there in cinema, especially in India, where you felt that success there or an opportunity there is by chance, and it was very rarely you saw that it was a serious career choice. In today's youth, you can see people are consciously taking a decision to join cinema and make films, and coming from diverse backgrounds. I think this is great news. We are seeing subjects which we never saw before. We are seeing style of filmmaking which is very different than what we had seen before. So to me, I think we are going in a great direction when it comes to Indian cinema and the filmmakers today. I think even regional cinema, if you look at regional cinema today, of course we're talking about Satyajit Ray and talking about cinema made in Bengali, and today in various Indian languages you can see, and I'm sure if Satyajit Ray was alive today would have been very happy with the way regional cinema is going today, and different languages and are reflecting, and the ethos and the culture is reflecting in the cinema. Also, if you see it from the audience point of view, there is a great change there. Audience today, you can see in India, are more of seekers. I think that the passive consumption of cinema is on decline. I think they're active seekers. Well, pandemic has given acceleration to this, where people have been able to explore world cinema, sitting at home, subjects they never saw before. And I think that's given them a much more, they become much more demanding, as I would say, in terms of what they want from cinema. There's a certain clarity to their mind when they're going to go to theater, when the theaters will open. I can see they would probably be clearer for the kind of cinema they would go to theaters for, because they're going to be subjects which probably they feel comfortable watching at home. So I can see there are a lot of segmentation and a lot of compartmentalization happening there, and a much more intense informed choice is going to be there. You can also see the enigma of cinema is probably, I would not say it has declined, but it is the familiarity has increased. And there are many reasons for that. Today people are shooting their own films. They can see themselves on the screen, on social media. They are broadcasting themselves. So the fact that being on screen is that big a privilege, probably that enigma is also on decline. And I can see people are also wanting to tell stories. So that puts pressure on the cinema, because when they choose it for what they have already got clarity in their head for. So overall, I think there is a churn which I can see in Indian cinema, which is going to be always great. You can talk about who will go to theaters, but I don't see storytelling dependent on theaters or OTT platforms as we talk about today. I think storytelling has a great future, as always. We will see newer forms of storytelling, and that's probably where you will see the diversity of cinema coming from India as in the future. So again, I don't want to take too much of time. I just wanted to give you my point of view about what's happening around us, especially in India. My best wishes for the festival again, and thank you again.
Thank you, Prasoon, for highlighting the diversity, the changing demographics, and how the globe is shrinking and how world cinema is coming into our homes. I would now like to invite Sri Subhash Ghai to share a few words.
Hi. First of all, let me thank Ministry of INV, Government of India, and especially Javadekar Saab for inviting all of us for this great meeting, virtual meeting, during this pandemic time and opening up our great Indian pavilion at Cannes Film Festival. I must admire the spirit of Indian filmmakers along with the Government of India to participate in this virtual meeting also with the great spirit of cinema, maintaining cinema. Cinema is undoubtedly a first love for the people of India because cinema entertains them, cinema enlightens them, cinema educates them. So we in India feel that cinema is a part of our life and life's reflection. And we always feel very happy to participate at Cannes Film Festival because we can represent our culture, our thoughts, our old Sanskriti to the rest of the people, rest of the world. And we can also watch their culture, their traditions, their past through their films. So I think Cannes Film Festival itself is a great hub, a great occasion where the filmmakers, esteemed filmmakers come from all over the world and watch each other's film. And I must thank the team of the Indian Pavilion also, who really host Indian filmmakers like me, since I'm a very regular visitor of Cannes Film Festival, and I know how wonderful they are to exhibit our films, to look after our interest in the market of the world cinema. And they represent our films with a lot of fondness and sincerity. And I must thank to the Government of India also for supporting this whole initiative to be there, whether it is a physical or a virtual. You can see today. We are there representing India, who's been making 2,000 films with so many languages, so many dialects all over the country. And we also train our students. Like I have a film institute in Whistling Wood Internationals. Government has a FTII, Satyajit Ray Film Schools in India. So now the younger generation of India is picking up the cinema with a lot of enthusiasm. They are looking at the real good competition with the world cinema. And that is the best thing I can see with the younger generation coming with their own thoughts, stories, their own stories from the 5,000 years back and today's story, today's issues, the future vision. They are doing tremendous job, wonderful job. And I think this is the best platform at Cannes Film Festival. And I must say that the team of our Indian Pavilion is always there to help us. And I'm especially thanks to them and my hearty thanks to the Government of India too. I hope we all enjoy this virtual meeting and look for other cinema also from the other world and present our own films with the rest of the world. My best wishes and blessings always there. Thank you.
Thank you for your address. I would now like to invite Ms. Ekta Kapoor, noted film and television producer and joint MD Balaji Films, to address the inaugural session.
India is known to be a content creating nation. We are the land of storytellers. Plus, the relatability attached to Indian content for Indians is far larger than any high impact Western or international counterpart can be. So we have a lot of inbuilt local flavors in storytelling that we like. So I think that will keep the Indian production houses and studios in good stead. Collaborations are the way forward, and I think for any international company make a full homegrown Indian show, it will be great to collaborate with an Indian producer. Likewise, if we want to do something internationally, it's great when we collaborate with international makers. So I think the opportunities here are many. I think the exploring has started, and I think it's just like the world turns into a global village and content gets democratic. There is going to be various storytellers from the world that will come together to create these large, big stories that transcend culture and demographics. Indian content has always been the soft ambassador of India. In a lot of Middle Eastern countries, in a lot of countries, Indian content, because of its very conservative and sometimes conventional storytelling, has a lot of appeal. Because sometimes the simplistic, aspirational, escapist content that India usually provides becomes far more entertaining for a lot of international audiences too, like the song and dance. It travels a lot because a lot of people want to see this very exaggerated and celebrated way of storytelling, and I feel therefore because of its unique style, Indians, and its strong sense of suspension of reality sometimes for escapism and entertainment, I think India travels far wider than its Hindi speaking audience. Like I said, there is a certain amount of escapism attached to Indian content, and that travels wide, but I feel that we still haven't explored the power of Indian storytelling fully by making non-conventional, beyond demographic and culture Indian content. And I think the moment we do that, we have pride, but we'll have a far widespread. I think we'll amaze people with our quality of content and our ability to tell stories.
Thank you. Now I would like to request Shri Amit Khare, Secretary, Ministry of INB, to give a special address to the inaugural session.
Namaste, warm greetings from India. India is one of the largest producers of cinema, and it has been our privilege to participate in the Cannes Film Festival every year. In spite of the challenges being faced all over the world because of the ongoing pandemic, we are here to showcase to the world our cultural and cinematic heritage, as also the advancements that we have made in the sphere of filmmaking. This year also marks the beginning of the 75th year celebrations of India's independence, what our Honorable Prime Minister has termed as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. This year also marks the centenary year of the legendary filmmaker, late Shri Satyajit Ray. I am really happy that our delegation and all our well-wishers will be showcasing India at 75 and also the rich heritage and cinematic skills as also literary skills exhibited in various works of late Satyajit Ray. I wish all success to this festival and also invite all of you to visit us in India, take part in the celebrations that we will be hosting during India's International Film Festival to be held at Goa, the IFFI edition at Goa, which will start in November. As usual, we meet every year at Goa in November, and it will be our privilege to host all of you to enjoy international and Indian cinema at IFFI. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Now it's time to inaugurate the India Pavilion formally. I would like to request the Honorable Minister to formally inaugurate the Virtual India Pavilion and give his inaugural address.
It gives me immense pleasure to inaugurate India Pavilion of 74 Cannes Film Festival. This is second year when all have virtual pavilions. But the business is real. It's creativity, it's talent, it's technology, and it's business. And India offers the best. As you know, many world films are now getting filmed in India. We have exotic and exciting for more than 500 sites. And we have now opened up facilitation office which guarantees that all permissions are given in one go. Lots of popular Hollywood movies have got their VFX animation work done in India. Just to name few, Lion King, Jungle Book, Life of Pi, X-Men, Avatar. So all popular films, practically. Now India's contribution to these world films is also increasing. This is why Cannes Film Festival is a festival of creativity, festival of talent, but simultaneously a place of business. Films, after the pandemic, will again resume doing huge business. And many films are shot also for OTT platforms. But I am very sure that Cannes film market provides a big opportunity for the filmmakers of the world to meet and discuss. This pavilion, though virtual, can become a meeting place, and that's what we want. Our artists, very few will reach there, but the Indian contingent and many in the film trade can discuss, communicate with each other, and fix up their appointments and work details thereafter. I hope that and wish that the world comes out of this pandemic very soon and we come back to theaters. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Business is real, even though the participation at the festival is virtual. Thank you. I would now state that now the Virtual India Pavilion is formally open for activities. Knowledge sessions have been lined up for the coming days to discuss the filming and co-production opportunities in India. Please attend those sessions. You may also request business meetings virtually from the online pavilion and join meetings with your counterparts. On behalf of the Ministry of IND and FICCI, I would like to thank all of you for joining this inaugural session of the Virtual India Pavilion. Please note that IFFI has yesterday released the poster and the regulations booklet for IFFI 2021. For more details, please click on the Directorate of Film Festivals website. Thank you all.